of Selectmen settled on a new tax rate for town residents and businesses. Just ahead, we'll tell you what that tax rate is and how much more you might be paying. Several new businesses get the green light to open up shop, from a new juice bar to an olive oil company and a former restaurant in town that's inviting customers back. The school superintendent lays out district goals for students and staff. We take you to the latest school committee meeting. And Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and so is the annual matchup between the Spartans and the Lancers. Those stories and much more just ahead on ELCAT News Update. Good evening, I'm May Randall. We begin tonight with town tax information you need to know about. On Tuesday, the Board of Selectmen voted to keep the town at a flat tax or factor of 1 and not a split tax. What does that mean? Board of Assessors Chair Christine Saulnier outlined details of both options. She says town assessors are in favor of what she calls a smaller factor 1 increase.
We propose that the tax rate, if you went with a single tax rate, would be $20.72, which is an increase of only 25 cents upon last year's tax rate. The previous year, we'd had an increase of $1.85 on the tax rate. So between the budgeting done by the Appropriations Committee and the revising of some numbers, I think that East Long Meadow is in a very good position. So each class of property will go up 1.2%. That's all.
That means with an average residential home value of $251,000, the new tax rate would impact a homeowner by $64. For the average commercial or industrial value of $717,000, the rate would increase by $179. Local business owners spoke at Tuesday's meeting in favor of the flat rate.
We believe it's important to retain a single rate to maintain a healthy business environment here in East Long Meadow. As you all know, businesses have always been very generous and supportive of the local schools, events, and different town activities. Businesses have been hit pretty hard over the last couple of years with a lot of rising costs, whether it's utilities, various regulations, or just overall operating costs. And we would appreciate it if you continue to support our community so that we can support yours.
I don't know if you can put a dollar value on a reputation of a town, but I think that the fact that this town currently has from what I hear in the business community, the reputation of being a business-friendly community and a community that ties the businesses to the schools and the community all together, I think is exceptional. I just want to say thank you for doing that to date, and hopefully we can continue doing that as a community.
I know many of you who have wonderfully successful businesses in town, and we're glad to have you here, and we're glad you're thriving and you're contributing to the community. You're hiring local people. You're doing a wonderful job. And I also know from an accountant standpoint that you're getting hit with higher payroll taxes. You're getting hit with higher insurance. You're getting hired with unemployment. And for us to be able to keep a single tax rate, I think it helps you folks do what you can do, as Ed said and Charlie said. And also keeps you in town.
In the end, the board voted in favor of the factor 1 increase.
I would like to make a motion to approve a tax rate at a factor of 1? Factor of 1.
So moved. Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Very good. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming.
Also at the Board of Selectmen's meeting, the owner of Nadims Fish and Grill on Shaker Road requested approval of a new substitute manager. You may recall, Nadims closed abruptly back in August.
Right now we're in the middle of discussion and negotiation, but what I'd like to be able to do at this point is to open up the restaurant to kind of keep all the permits intact. And we already applied for the renewal of the liquor license, and it will be ran under my corporation and under all whatever that we need to do to keep it going.
Right.
And he will be my assistant manager, and I'll be working with him to get this business back on its feet. But we got to be honest with you. We're not here to beat behind the bush. You know, eventually, what we'd like to do is we'd like to have him take over the corporation itself as being a new corporation. So the transfer will be in place. But at this point, what I'd like to do is I'd like to open up the restaurant to just kind of preserve the liquor license and all licenses that is involved. And, you know, I'd like to have the blessing of the selectmen's office.
Nadims hopes to reopen as soon as possible. A couple of other businesses getting the go-ahead. Trey Oil, an olive oil company, opening up at 180 Shaker Road.
We import our olive oil directly from our grandparents' farm in southern Italy.
Oh, wow.
So it's, you know, one source, single estate and single variety. And we do an online business. Currently, we moved from Springfield, so this is kind of our first try into the retail business. I mean, we moved into the warehouse, so we figured we'd have a little retail presence as well.
Also, a juice and smoothie bar called My Main Squeeze got the green light to open near Coffee Time at 48 Shaker Road.
It's a juice and smoothie bar, so all fresh juices and smoothies, all healthy foods. There's going to be some freshly prepared salads, but it's basically no preservatives, no additives, all fresh, healthy foods.
In this week's school committee meeting, Superintendent Gordon Smith laid out his so-called SMART goals for the year. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely goals that will benefit every student. Smith says that includes providing more rigorous instruction using student data. Smith outlined his educator evaluation plan during Monday night's meeting.
It's very similar to the district SMART goals in terms of the process that we go through. However, individual educators, and this could be administrators, teachers, guidance counselors, all the way through the district, anyone who's licensed develops an educator plan, and what we try to do is we try to make sure that we're aligning with the district goals. That's why we put so much detail and planning and study into how we put those goals together.
The overall objective, he says, is to strengthen core instruction and develop leadership that works together district-wide in order to boost student achievement. Smith says it's a win-win.
Basically, what it's doing is it's taking a look at all of our work as a district, because my goal is really have to connect with the district as a whole. And if we are accomplishing what we seek to accomplish in our action steps around not only developing common assessments, but also continuing to use formative assessments, things like the STAR Math, STAR ELA, the benchmark reading assessment, we should be putting our students in a position where they show improvement on all those interim assessments, and that should also correlate to positive gains on the state assessment.
More details on the district's SMART goals in the weeks to come. Stay tuned. East Longmeadow-based company Hasbro is reportedly in talks to merge with DreamWorks Animation. The board game factory on Shaker Road is responsible for such popular games as Monopoly and Operation. Published reports out this week say the move to merge with DreamWorks is part of an overall strategy to make a mark within the family entertainment industry. DreamWorks is known for such blockbusters as How to Train Your Dragon and Madagascar. Hasbro owns 40% of Discovery Family. No word on when the merger might become official or what effect it might have here at the East Longmeadow facility. In sports news, the East Longmeadow Spartans are between seasons, which means the only game in town this week is football. The boys' varsity team is busy getting ready for their last game of the season, the annual Battle of the Meadows against the Longmeadow Lancers on Thanksgiving. Each year, the two teams alternate home field advantage. This year, the game is at East Longmeadow. Kickoff is Thanksgiving morning at 10. Next time on ELCAT Sports, we talk to players and coaches about the big game and possible redemption for the Spartans following their heartbreaking loss against the Lancers last week in the Division II Championship. That's beginning Monday on ELCAT Sports. That will do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching ELCAT News Update. I'm May Randall. Until next time, good night.